You and I are not on the same path. Guan Ming looked up at the man called Brother Hu. Brother, I, Chen Wenhu, can cheat, kidnap, kill, loot, wash, cook and do anything. If you let me follow you, if you don't suffer a loss or be fooled, there will be a few more people who can do things for you. Chen Wenhu tried his best to look good. With honesty. Can you have sex? Brother, I didn't expect you to have such hobbies. Chen Wenhu replied shyly. Get out of here, believe it or not, I'll stab you twice again. Guan Ming felt sick, and scolded Chen Wenhu and others away in one sentence. Brother Ming, why don't you accept him? Lin Feng looked at Guan Ming curiously. Who in this world doesn't want to be a big brother? Why did he refuse when a younger brother came to him? Eat more and talk less. Order something and don't be polite to me. Guan Ming blocked Lin Feng's mouth with a skewer. These are always market hooligans. They are not only useless but also bring some unnecessary trouble to themselves. If Lin Feng hadn't clearly known that he was paying for the meal, he might not have been so polite. After ordering a few random things, Yuan Peru also went to work. Lin Feng came over again. Brother Ming, don't you and Yuan Peru have a good relationship? What? Did you have a quarrel? I can't shut your mouth anymore. Guan Ming glared at Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled coquettishly. Looking at Guan Ming's expression, he knew that he was talking too much, so he stopped asking questions. Lin Feng, it stands to reason that we have only known each other for 2 days. Why did you do something just now? Guan Ming took the initiative to change the subject. They have a large number of people, and I brought you here. I can't just watch from the sidelines. Lin Feng said with a smile. Aren't you afraid that you won't win? Guan Ming wondered. Lin Feng's idea was too strange. If it were a normal person, if the opponent was holding a knife, he would probably be too scared to move. I was so excited at the time that I didn't think much about it. Didn't I win in the end? Lin Feng patted his chest happily and continued, Grandma is so weak, I was really scared to death just now. Guan Ming kept staring at Lin Feng and could see that Lin Feng was speaking from the bottom of his heart. He felt that this person was someone he could make friends with. The two chatted while eating. They were young people, and because of what happened just now, they naturally chatted together quickly and joked from time to time. Lin Feng was younger than Guan Ming, so he took it for granted when he called Brother Ming, and Guan Ming also affectionately called Lin Feng crazy. Lin Feng rolled his eyes at that time. Brother Ming, can you change your name? Dick. Let's call him Crazy. More than an hour later, the two of them had almost eaten and drank. Lin Feng had already started talking nonsense. Guan Ming also knew that Lin Feng had an unfortunate family. Boss, pay the bill. Guan Ming yelled heartbrokenly. Lin Feng was so drunk that it seemed that he had to pay for it himself. Brother, I'll treat you to this meal, I'll treat you. The boss, a fat man, said with a charming smile. If you can ingratiate yourself with someone that even Chen Wenhu wants to follow, it will be much easier to do business in this area in the future. Why, do you think I look like someone who eats Bawan's meal? Guan Ming replied with eyes wide open. The boss wanted to say that I look like him, but he didn't dare. At this time, there was a commotion in front, accompanied by frightened sounds from time to time. The crowd fled to both sides, and they saw a dozen gangsters with weapons in their hands chasing someone. All the tables and chairs were hit along the way, and finally the person in front was running away desperately. Fuck Brother Ming, your wife has been chopped up. Lin Feng's eyes suddenly widened and he shouted, as if he had sobered up a little, he rushed up with a stool. Sister-in-law, let me save you. It is true that wine makes people bold. Facing a dozen gangsters with sticks and knives in their hands, Lin Feng did not show any comfort. He was handsome for only 3 seconds, but Lin Feng had already been put to the ground, and the stick was thrown at him, making him howl in agony. Guan Ming's head was covered with black lines, and he could see clearly the man who was being chased in front of him. He had fiery red hair and a tight leather jacket with many tears. There was blood left. He was obviously cut. At this time, running is a bit unstable. And those gangsters behind were obviously here after her life. Although Ding Hong was inexplicably moved by the person who called her sister-in-law to jump out and save her. Seeing that she was knocked down by the other person, although she wanted to help, she could not die here and could only continue to run forward. "Auntie, get out of the way." Ding Hong was holding a dagger in both hands, and blood was dripping. It obviously belonged to the enemy. At this time, she didn't look like a little girl, she was clearly a desperado. Ding Hong didn't see the road ahead clearly, and was already exhausted. Now he was knocked down. The tip of the knife stabbed by the enemy quickly enlarged in his pupils. Ding Hong was not stabbed because the knife was caught by someone, and the hot blood dripped on her face, which shocked her. Who were chasing him? He helped Ding Hong up and waved his hand. "It's really painful for his grandma." "Boy, which way is it? If you don't want to die, let that girl go." All these gangsters surrounded him, and Lin Feng finally had a chance to breathe and ran back to Guan Ming. "Brother Ming, what happened? Why was I beaten like this?" Guan Ming was both amused and angry. It turned out that the boy rushed out while still drunk, completely out of instinct. However, this was not the time for teasing, because there were still enemies to deal with ahead. "You touched my wife and threatened me. These two are enough to sentence you to death." Guan Ming sneered and was about to take action. "Brother, I'm here to help you." There was a roar from behind, and Chen Wenhu was seen rushing towards this side with no less than 30 or 40 gangsters. The back area was his territory. When he saw something happened here, he hurriedly brought his people over. "The Tang family is doing something, get out of here if you don't want to die." The man who was leading the pursuit of Ding Hong shouted, causing the people in the group to stop. Then they turned around and ran away collectively. No matter how Chen Wenhu yelled and cursed, it had no effect. A bunch of lows. Brother who cursed. Although his legs were shaking, he still managed to support himself and walked over. "If you want to touch your elder brother or sister-in-law, you have to get through me first." Chen Wenhu roared with a certain momentum, but in fact it was just to embolden himself. "Come on, Ding Hong must die today," the leader ordered. A dozen people rushed over at the same time. Guan Ming kicked Chen Wenhu on the butt. Chen Wenhu fell into a prone position. Guan Ming stepped on his back and jumped out. He was the chests of the two people hit by Guan Ming's kick collapsed. They ducked, only to hear a clicking sound, and the arms of the two people were destroyed again. Guan Ming was like a wolf that had rushed into the herd of sheep. The dozen or so people had no resistance at all, and they were all quickly knocked down. The least severe ones suffered broken arms, and the more severe ones caused them to faint from the pain. The leader had obviously practiced, but he couldn't survive even 3 moves in Guan Ming's hands. His hands and feet were cut off by Guan Ming, and several loudmouths were stunned aside. "Grandma, you're a bear. You didn't follow the wrong person this time." Chen Wenhu was lying on the ground with an excited look on his face. "This man is so powerful." Ding Hong also found the scene in front of her unbelievable. A group of people that she could not defeat even in her heyday were all knocked down by Guan Ming in less than a minute. "Brother Ming is mighty," hiss. Lin Feng took a breath because of the pain. "We are from the Tang family. Boy, if you mess with someone you shouldn't mess with, just wait for death." At this time, there were still people who did not forget to threaten Guan Ming. "If you weren't from the Tang family, I might have been gentler." Guan Ming stepped on the man's face and slapped him a few times, and the man fainted. The siren of UR sounded, and the police arrived. They had just received a call from the masses, and the police in this area rushed over as quickly as possible. "Madman, let's go." Guan Ming carried Ding Hong on his shoulders, touched his buttocks twice to relieve his anger, and led Lin Feng away from the opposite direction, leaving Chen Wenhu lying on the ground and wailing. All the people involved were taken into police cars, and the police began to collect evidence from the sidelines. Yuan Para was the first to stand up and said that Guan Ming and his party were just self-defense. The stall owners on both sides also agreed, and Guan Ming's methods left a deep impression on them. The impression is that they don't want to be retaliated against by Guan Ming. Besides, what they said is also true. In the city hospital, Ding Hong underwent an emergency operation. She had more than 10 stab wounds all over her body, and bones were visible in 2 places. She did not give an anesthesia injection during the suturing, nor did she make a sound of pain. Guan Ming had to praise her. This pussy is so crazy. People from Hongxi had arrived, and they all expressed their gratitude to Guan Ming. After the operation, Ding Hong was transfusing blood. She turned to look at Guan Ming beside her, weak but sincere. Guan Ming, thank you. You are my wife. If I don't save you, who can I save? Who is your wife? Don't talk nonsense. Ding Hong, who was originally pale, blushed and looked away hurriedly. Daughter-in-law, in the afternoon you praised me for being so awesome last night. Why did you forget so quickly? It couldn't be amnesia, right? Doctor, is my wife okay? She is so stupid. Wife-in-law, don't be like this. Guan Ming was obviously panicked. Pu ate a lot of tofu on Ding Hong's body and sniffed it vigorously. Mr. Guan, don't get excited. Miss Ding just lost too much blood and has no amnesia. The doctor on the side explained hurriedly. But my wife doesn't even remember me. Guan Ming grabbed Ding Hong's hand with a grimace and kept stroking it. Daughter-in-law, please don't scare me. Touch your heart. Do you still remember me? Guan Ming put his hand on Ding Hong's chest and asked in a panic. Nanny, the eldest sister has a boyfriend. Everyone in the Hong society was shocked. Ding Hong's originally pale face now looked like a ripe red apple, dripping with blood. Looking at Guan Ming's hand on her body, she couldn't say a word for a while. Guan Ming, you bastard, shameless bastard, big pervert. After howling, Ding Hong fainted gorgeously. My wife remembers me. Doctor, what's wrong with my wife? Why can't she move? The doctor came forward and checked, and then said, Mr. Guan, your wife was just overtired and lost too much blood and fainted. Don't worry, you all can go out. The patient needs to rest quietly at this time. Oh, you scared me to death. You all go out, I want to stay with my wife. Guan Ming waved to the rest of the people, not to discuss, but to order. Only Guan Ming and the sleeping Ding Hong were left in the ward. Guan Ming lost his laughter and became serious. This girl is really cute. For the sake of that medicine, I'm just helping you. You give it a try. Ding Hong's wounds were all sewn up, but some of the congestion was not completely cleaned up. If this continues, although no abnormalities will be seen in a short period of time, some sequelae will occur as he grows older. Holding Ding Hong's hand, Guan Mingshu introduced his own qi. Soon the qi spread throughout Ding Hong's body. The blood congestion dispersed automatically, and even the newly injected blood accelerated its fusion. In the coma, Ding Hong only felt that she was wrapped in a white mist, her whole body was warm, and she felt indescribably relaxed and comfortable, which made her moan softly. Kindness. Daughter-in-law, don't be embarrassed, you can scream louder, that will be more comfortable. Guan Ming chuckled. You bastard, why don't you die? Ding Hong was ashamed and angry, but soon she felt that the source of the comfort was the palm held by Guan Ming. He is healing me. Looking at it this way, he is actually quite handsome. Ding Hong looked at Guan Ming and began to rate in his mind. Daughter-in-law, I know I'm handsome, but you don't have to stare at me so lustfully. Guan Ming teased again. Who is staring at you with a lecherous look? Ding Hong blushed again, turned away shyly, and her voice seemed a little lacking in confidence. Forget it, I won't tease you anymore. You can use your internal energy by yourself. With my help, it will be more beneficial to your future recovery. Maybe you can break through to the first level of the dark force. Guan Ming restrained his smile and reminded Ding Hong's eyes flashed, and he became serious and began to cooperate with Guan Ming. During this period, Ding Hong glanced at Guan Ming secretly and murmured in her heart, it seems like he has changed when he gets serious. This man is really strange. If you want to see it, after your injury is healed, we can study each other's body structure. Guan Ming felt that Ding Hong's breath was unstable and spoke quickly. Bah, who wants to look at you? Ding Hong knew that he was distracted and hurriedly readjusted his state. 10 minutes later, Ding Hong felt as if she had broken through some kind of barrier, and an unprecedented power emanated from her body, allowing her to try it out. Guan Ming on the side looked a little tired because he had consumed too much energy at once, and his face was even wet with sweat. Guan Ming, are you okay? Ding Hong looked concerned. It's okay, just rest for a while. Guan Ming indicated that he was okay. He took the paper and pen from the side, wrote a simple prescription and handed it to Ding Hong. After the stitches are removed, take a bath according to the dosage above, and all the scars on your body will be eliminated. Really? Ding Hong's eyes lit up. After all, she was a girl and naturally loved beauty. She had more than a dozen scars on her body, how ugly they were. But he soon became depressed. Doesn't this mean that Guan Ming is leaving? Somehow, she felt suddenly very lost. In that case, then. Guan Ming stood up. Before he finished speaking, the ward was pushed away from the outside. A man from the Hong Society walked in. He was slightly stunned when he saw Ding Hong awake, and then immediately said, "Sister, head brother-in-law, the king is here." A middle-aged policeman strode in. Judging from the police badge on his shoulder, he must be of high status. "Captain Wang, why are you here?" Ding Hong be greeted with a smile. "Ding Hong, I'm just here to warn you. We take this incident very seriously, and we don't want to see it happen again, otherwise." Captain Wang paused. "There is a pile of your Ding Hong's criminal records in our police station. Don't blame me for following the rules then." "I don't understand what you are talking about, Captain Wang." Ding Hong replied calmly. Captain Wang snorted and said nothing. He glanced meaningfully at Guan Ming, who was standing aside, then turned and left. In fact, there have always been unwritten rules on the road. Everything is resolved in secret and does not need to be dealt with by the public. It's just that this time it happened in the snack street and had a wide impact, so Captain Wang appeared here. The look Captain Wang gave before leaving made Guan Ming frown. "You can recover in peace, I'll leave first." Guan Ming said hello to Ding Hong. Although Ding Hong was reluctant, she had no reason to let Guan Ming stay. She could only thank her again and let Guan Ming leave. Taking Lin Feng with him, Guan Ming did not leave the hospital directly because Yuan Peru's grandmother also lived here. Guan Ming decided to visit. Although he hated Yuan Peru in his heart, the old man was not wrong. Arriving at the ward with ease, Yuan Peru's grandma did not rest. The old man was obviously very happy to see Guan Peru. "Grandma, how are you recovering recently?" Guan Ming asked with concern. "I just had an operation yesterday and it's already stable. The doctor said that after a week of observation, I can be discharged if there is no problem." "Xiaoming, it's all thanks to you. Otherwise, Grandma would be sick." The old man sighed. Guan Ming sneered in his heart. The total money needed for the operation was 30,000 yuan. Obviously, this money was Yuan Peru's reward for luring him out. "Grandma, then you have a good rest and I won't disturb you. I have class tomorrow." Guan Ming tried his best to look normal, said hello and left with Lin Feng. And what the old man wanted to say didn't have time to say it. Lin Feng followed Guan Ming with a curious look on his face, because after Guan Ming left the ward, his face was terrifyingly cold, and the temperature around him dropped a lot, making him afraid to get close. As for the reason, he didn't know. Get out of the way. There are patients who are in urgent need of diagnosis and treatment. Don't block the way. In the aisle, several doctors and nurses hurriedly pushed a cart over, with an old man with a painful face lying on it. "Grandpa, please don't let anything happen to you." A little girl about 15 or 16 years old next to the cart held the old man's hand and cried very sadly. "Xiaomingzi, this old man's disease cannot be cured by these doctors. If you go and help him, you may get unexpected gains." Gu Lao's voice sounded in Guan Ming's mind at the right time. "Why?" Guan Ming was curious. "Look at this old man. Although he is critically ill, he does not appear panicked. His face is shiny. You are looking at his hands. Although he is old, he is not rough. The jade ring on his thumb is a kind of top-quality jadeite. It's worth a lot of money. If you can get it, you can exchange it for at least 10 pairs of medicines, Mr. Gu analyzed. Mr. Gu, I never thought you could read faces? Guan Ming was shocked. What's the appearance? I just saw the jade ring. Who asked me to accept a pauper like you as my apprentice? Mr. Gu replied speechlessly, making Guan Ming roll his eyes. Madman, we're not leaving. Let's go and have a look. Guan Ming was already excited at this time, because even if he couldn't get the jade ring, the reward would definitely not be small. That's a lot of money. At this time, only the symbol yuan was left in Guan Ming's eyes, which startled Lin Feng next to him again. Is this a joke? Brother Ming, it has nothing to do with us if someone is seriously ill. We shouldn't join in the fun. This thing is quite unlucky. Lin Feng persuaded him kindly. Just follow me. Don't be too surprised later. Guan Ming chuckled and followed him first. Lin Feng shook his head helplessly and could only follow. A few minutes after the old man was admitted to the ward, a doctor came out and told the nurse, Mr. Bai's condition is very strange. Hurry up and notify all the experts to come over and discuss countermeasures. I can cure this disease. Guan Ming knew that the opportunity had come, and hurried over to recommend himself, but Lin Feng was already completely confused. Didn't you hear that people have summoned experts to discuss countermeasures? Why did you go up to join in the fun? Brother Ming must be drunk, but it doesn't look like it. Could this be a surprise? It's really just a surprise. Where did you come from, boy? Do you think you can cure it if you can? The doctor couldn't help but angrily yelled at Guan Ming when he saw that he was dressed as a student and still so young. My name is Guan Ming, and I am a student at Yangzhou University. Can I really cure this disease? For reward, Guan Ming tried his best to make his attitude appear better. Didn't you hear what I said? Hurry up and summon the experts. The doctor was even more angry when he saw that the nurse did not move but looked at Guan Ming with curiosity. Yes, I'll be there right away. The nurse then realized and ran away. The doctor ignored Guan Ming and turned around to go back to the ward. Guan Ming hurriedly followed. This is a ward. No one is allowed to enter. If you make trouble again, I will call the security guard. The doctor saw that Guan Ming didn't give up and followed him, and his face became even more angry. Guan Ming's face darkened, and he dared to block the young man's way of making money. Didn't I say it? I can cure this disease. By the time you experts come up with the results, the patient will already be burping. Say it again if you dare. The doctor turned red with anger and pointed at Guan Ming and threatened. Young master, I'm just telling the truth. Don't stop me from saving people. Guan Ming lost his temper at this time, because just now Mr. Gu said that the old man's condition was very dangerous. If he didn't get treatment in a short time, he would die. Won't the banknotes just fly away? You're pretty cool, aren't you? Security guard. The doctor reached out and pushed Guan Ming, then stretched his neck to call the security guard. Immediately after hearing the news, security guards came to arrest Guan Ming. The doctor gave Guan Ming a disdainful look. We have the most professional doctors here, and there are also authoritative experts in the medical field who are here to treat you. You are the only one who doesn't even have hair. A little kid can cure Mr. Bai's disease. Do you think this is a novel? Are you going to say that you can do acupuncture or something? So you're not stupid. You know that I know acupuncture. As for novels, I recommend you to read The Hot Doctor. Guan Ming replied with a smile. As for the security guards, he didn't pay attention to them at all. The reason why he didn't fight back was because he didn't want to make things worse. What are you doing here? Why don't you drag this idiot out? The doctor angrily yelled at the security guards. The security guards grimaced. Director Wang, it's not that we don't want to drag him away, it's that we can't drag him away. The security guards tried their best, but they couldn't move an inch, and their faces turned red and their necks thickened. Guan Ming's face darkened, and he reached out and grabbed Director Wang's collar and lifted him up. You don't believe that I can do it, but if you scold me, I can't pretend that I didn't hear you. What are you going to do? Director Wang was hanging in the air at this time, obviously a little scared. He didn't expect that so many people could not deal with one student, and the strength was too much. The hospital is a place where patients can rest quietly. How can you be so noisy? A slightly low roar came, and Director Wang immediately saw his savior.